This is the brand new Solar 3.0 subclass refresh in Destiny 2 for Hunters, and it is a beast! Now, you may be wondering, is it as good as Void 3.0? Better? Worse? The answer is yes! It's all of those things, and I want to tell you exactly why. But that's a topic for another video. Right now, I want to talk to my hunters for a second. Hunters, take a look at this. That's right, Solar 3.0 is everything I hoped it would be as a hunter main, and I'm gonna show you how to become the Flame Stalker. I know that sounds awesome. As the Flame Stalker, you will control the battlefield the way only a true hunter can, with bullets, blades, and bombs. I'm talking explosions, flames, warmind cells, knives, and more explosions! You're gonna be scorching and igniting enemies at will, buffing you and your team's weapons, spawning elemental and warmind cells, and healing your entire fire team. And you're gonna look darn good while you do it. Let's get into it. So in addition to the new aspects and fragments, Bungie has added 3 new abilities to the Hunter kit. There's Acrobat's Dodge, which allows you to flip into the air, making you and your teammates radiant. Then you have the Healing Grenade. This cures and grants restoration for you and your entire team. And finally, Gunpowder Gamble. This gives you a super trip mine that you can shoot out of the air to cause a massive deadly explosion. Now, if you're anything like me, you'll want to equip them all, and I encourage you to try them out. They're very strong, but as the Flame Stalker, we only need one of these, and that's the Healing Grenade. Now, don't get me wrong, Gunpowder Gamble is very strong, and it's definitely viable with the loadout that we're running, but you can't beat the extra slots you get from On Your Mark. I mean, we're able to rock 5 different aspects, and they all synergize beautifully. This allows you to have all your abilities on constant cooldown, and with the damage and explosions you'll already be dishing out, you won't miss that one extra explosion, even if it is really cool to shoot that thing out of the air. So, this is everything you're gonna need to become a Flame Stalker. For our armor mods, we have Melee Wellmaker. This gives us basically infinite solar wells because our hunter aspect, Knock 'em Down, makes it so that when we're radiant, final blows with our throwing knives fully refunds our melee energy. We're combining this with Ember of Torches, which makes us radiant whenever we attack with a powered melee. Synergy. This means we're always radiant, we always have a melee charge, and we can always summon an elemental well at will. To make use of those wells, we have Well of Life for fast healing, Font of Might for increased solar weapon damage, this on top of the damage buff we get from being radiant, and Seeking Wells so we're constantly being fed these buffs and ability energy. And as a nice cherry on top of all this synergy, we have Wrath of Rasputin, which allows our solar splash damage to spawn warmind cells. And if you can't tell by now, we're dishing out a lot of solar splash damage. Warmind cells aren't necessarily any stronger than they were before, but since there's so much solar damage being thrown around, it just makes sense to constantly be spawning these warmind cells for that bit of extra damage and ad control. Our armor exotic of choice is Ophidia Spade, so we have 2 knife charges. Do you see the synergy? And if you can't tell by the footage, our exotic weapon of choice is none other than Sunshot. Now, Sunshot has quietly been one of the best hand cannons in the game for a while now, and this season, it's demanding that we put some respect on its name. Now, the other fragments that we're using are Ember of Eruption, which makes our solar ignitions have an increased area of effect, Ember of Ashes for more scorch stacks on targets, Ember of Searing, where defeating scorched target grants us melee energy, and Ember of Singeing, your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets. All these abilities go hand in hand. When we throw a melee, we get a well. We get stacks of Scorch, which gives our ability back. So if we run out of melee, we can dodge to get it back. Ophidius Spade is going to kick in and give us 2 charges instead of 1. With Solar 3.0, we're scorching, we're igniting, we're blowing stuff up through ignitions, we're throwing down our healing grenade to get cure and restoration so we stay at full health. We're feeding our abilities, we're buffing our weapons. What can't we do? We have Sunshot blowing stuff up, stacks of Scorches blowing stuff up, Warmind cells blowing stuff up. Everything's blowing up. I gotta tell you, this build is incredibly fun. It's everything I wanted Solar 3.0 to be. From the new verbs that have been added, scorching, igniting, curing, restoring, feeding our solar weapons, buffing our damage, causing explosions, helping your teammates, healing your teammates. I couldn't have asked for anything more. This is incredible. You gotta try it out, hunters. You will control the battlefield. You will tank a ridiculous amount of damage because it's so hard to die. You have healing going off. You can heal yourself at will. Your weapons are doing incredible amounts of damage. You're causing lots of explosions. You're spawning Warmind cells. Your fire team isn't going to know what's happening. All they're going to see is stuff blowing up. And I love it. And guess what? This isn't even it. This isn't even the final deal. Once we unlock this final column, I mean, look at some of these perks here. We have Classy Restoration. We're gonna get restoring just for using our class ability. Dodging gives you heals. We don't even need Worm Husk. Flame Harvesting, Solar Exotic Final Blows, create Solar Elemental Wells. I mean, are you kidding me? Solar Fulmination. This is the one I'm looking most forward to. Your ignitions do increased damage for an increased radius. We get even more and even bigger explosions. I mean, what are we doing here? You have to try this out, hunters. This build is so much fun. I'm gonna put the dim link in the description so you can see exactly how I spec my loadout. Feel free to tweak it to your own liking. Like I said, Gunpowder Gamble is a viable option here if you want even more explosions. I was playing around with it for a while, but I really love being able to heal on demand. I feel like that's such a benefit to a fire team because it's not just you, you're also healing your fire team. This is crazy. I'm planning to jump into the Warlock and the Titan sometime soon, so make sure you subscribe and you're going to see those videos hitting the feed here very soon. We're going to dig into the Warlock and the Titan, see if we can make a fun build for those. You know, we had to take care of the hunters first, baby. I mean, first things first, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's it for me. I'm rambling. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.